Good evening and welcome to round 16 of the NTFL Men's Premier League game at Darwin Mazda Oval, where we have Nightcliff Tigers taking on Palmerston Magpies. We've got myself, Eliza, and Natasha Medbury here tonight. How are you going, Tash?
Yeah, I'm good, and thanks for making an effort to come back just to commentate this game, Eliza. We're much appreciated. You're a gun. You're all over the place at the moment with playing, and yeah, interesting to see how that path goes this season as well.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's I think for me it's just any opportunity to fill the weeks of footy, so it doesn't matter where I'm playing. I've got the opportunity to fly for it, which is good.
Yeah, that is good. It should be a good game here. So it's Warren Birdo's memorial game here between the Nightcliff Tigers and the Magpies. Warren's a very close friend of mine. His wife is one of my best friends. We grew up together, so been there since day dot when they got together, them two, and married and 3 children. And unfortunately, Warren died in a car accident about 3 years ago now, I think it is, and played for both of these clubs and won a Nichols medal with Nightcliff on the same night that I won the best and fairest for the competition as well. So we partied pretty hard that night, I must say. But yeah, it's condolences, of course, to his family. Jojo and the kids are out there watching today.
Yeah, and that'll make it for a good game. Obviously on the ladder we've got Nightcliff top of the ladder and then Palmerston 7th, but it's always good to have a game where there's a bit more in it than just, you know, the win or loss. And playing for that, I think, will definitely come out. As we know with Palmerston, even though they haven't won the last few games, they're always competitive and always have something to play for, which will be good to see tonight.
Yeah, it's always pretty hard with Palmy, even though I'm a Palmy girl. Never know who's going to rock up on the team sheet, so it's always trying to do a quick look over to see who's actually playing and get familiar. And yeah, do apologise, because when they're over on the far side, it is a little bit hard to see those numbers, but we will do our best tonight here.
At least the colours are pretty different, so we can guess at least what team they're for, Tash, which is a good start.
And great that the sun come out today, because it actually dried up this oval a little bit. I was a bit concerned last night. Of course, our game was called off due to my girls forfeiting. Eliza, otherwise we would have been smashing it out there today, of course.
Yeah, and it's probably worked out better for the oval to not have that game, so well done.
Yeah, it has. So the umpire is going to start this game. So Rowbottom in the ruck. Here we go. Good tap down there to District, picked up by Guthrie, best player so far for the Palmerston Magpies, to Williams. Williams gives the hand pass to running player, kicks it into the 50, looking for Stafford, and a good chop off there by Bowles. Just reads the footy so well, good intercept mark, kicks it out wide to Moo. Moo takes the mark, that's a strong mark. Geez, he's a good player. Yeah,
and they lost him for a few games just before Christmas, but it's really good to see him cement his spot back in the team.
So gives it to Wilson. It's Holt's running pass. Here we go, one-on-one. Cammy Islet in the 50. It's always dangerous. Hate to be his opponent one-on-one. Hand passes back to a teammate there. He's going to have a snap. And he does, and he's kicked the first goal of the game. Is that...
Oh, I think it was North.
Yeah, is that North? Yeah, I reckon North's kicked the first goal of the game for the Tigers. That took them less than a minute.
I think it was North, but he might be wearing different boots, so it's...
So yeah, that took less than a minute then. So the first goal on the board already.
And that, of course, as you said, started from Daniel Bowles in, as we know, such a great asset to Tigers with his intercept marking and trusty left foot. Great decision to go to Moo there, and of course he was in the NT rep side, as you said, Guthrie was as well, who got that clearance the first of the game, which is good to see.
I think it was the run and carry through Liam Holt Fitz through the middle there. He's such a dangerous player and a good spot up. Cameron Islet never gives up and gave the handball to Northie, and it's a good snap from that pocket. So back in the middle we go again. Picked up by Liam Holt Fitz, so a couple of touches already for him, looking dangerous. Love it when he gets in the middle. That's a good mark as well. That's Butcher, I think.
I think that's Wines who's just taken that, yeah.
So good spoil out there. Guthrie goes without it. Picked up by Philo. Philo across the body. It's going to land in the goal square, and back there is Flanagan for the Maggies. Not much on. Goes out wide to Little. Handball, dangerous handball, but a good walk there. Not much on. They've put themselves under pressure here. The Maggies trying to switch the play up. They do now. They find the loose play, and Ugle It's Brendan Ugle looking out for Lambton. That's a good kick to Lambton as well. Read that well. They've got a player loose. He didn't see him as he was running past, so now he's going to go to Stafford. It's low and hard, just at his feet for the big fella. And a high. Very lucky there, the Magpies, to get away with that one.
Yeah, and they've used the ground beautifully there. As you said, that running carry and the balk coming off half back, those bit of extra.
Sorry, 50 there. That's a cardinal sin. I don't reckon the coaches will be happy with that, the Tigers. So Luke Collins is going to go all the way to the goal line. So it was infringing.
Yeah, I think that was Darcy Case who's just gone through the mark, was it? Yeah.
Don't see that happen. Usually infringe that protected zone. You don't actually see Premier League players go through the mark. And Luke Collins will slot this through for the Maggies. He makes sure of it too. Someone's going to go fetch that footy. So the Maggies even up the score here at Darwin Mazda Oval.
There we go. And as you said, plenty to play for with the Warren Birdo Memorial game. So it's great to see Magpies on the scoreboard at 1 goal apiece and 3.5 minutes gone. So already a couple of goals, which has made for an exciting game straight away, Tash.
Yeah, there's a good crowd here as well. There always is a good crowd at any Tigers home ground, but considering all the COVID stuff we've got on, it has kept a few people away, but we had the No More campaign stuff as well with Charlie King. So we had the motorbikes that come. Tradition for this game as well. So Guthrie should fight his way to that footy, nearly does. Then a good tackle on Philo. It's intercepted by Rowbottom, kicks it forward. Magpies at the top of the 50 here. Well done by Bowles. He's so good at reading that footy. It's to Nyhouse, going to give it back to Bowles. Usually good at these kicks at spotting up a player. Doesn't let me down. Oh, good running play here by the Tigers. They got a loose player over the back from the top of the 50. Looks into the corridor, and Cameron Eilert. Geez, I thought that bounced off his chest just as he blew the whistle, but Cammy Eilert, this is just on his distance these days, I reckon, for Cammy.
Yeah, as you said, always dangerous when it's one-on-one in the 50 with Cammy there, so he did well to take that mark and see if he can finish.
We actually go to the same dentist and had a good chat on Wednesday when we were in the waiting room with the dentist. Always
I was going to say it must have been before the anaesthetic kicked in.
Yeah, we always have good to have a chat with Cammy, and just, I reckon, just going for that little bit of, he's got it. No, he's got it.
Yeah.
I thought actually that missed, but that's his first goal on the board, and the Tigers have their second, so a good reply.
Yeah, and that puts it to 5 minutes have just passed. It's 2 goals 0-12 Tigers to 1 goal 0-6 Palmerston. We're at Darwin Mazda Nightcliff Oval tonight.
Yeah, so pretty even with the clearances so far and the ruck battle out there. But just the forward, little bit, looking at the matchups back here, as we can see just in front of us, Eliza, the forward 50 for the Maggies is quite small compared to their defenders, I feel, and their bigger bodies.
I think you want to get that in nice and quick and on the ground there to Palmy.
And good work there to Edwards, runs away with it, drives it into the 50. That's a good mark, good weighted kick out in front.
That's North again there.
North, so he's already kicked a goal, and he kicked it from a similar spot here. He went the snap then. Let's see what he does this time. Jeez, he's gone back a long way. It's
a Kyle Emery.
Yeah, that's a bowler's run up.
I'm sure Kyle will be listening on and watching on tonight. He's probably here actually, but yeah, obviously he's an out with a hamstring injury, a couple of weeks away.
Oh, he just slots it. The goal umpire did not move. North as his second. The Tigers have their third on the board, and we've gone 6.5 minutes in this first quarter, Eliza. What a goal.
Yeah, and it is, compared to our main oval that we've got in Darwin, the TIO oval, obviously it's a little bit of a shorter ground, so you can just see, one or two kicks or one kick and you're basically in the 50 and lining up for goal. So looks like Tigers have really making the most of that, obviously home ground advantage, knowing the ground really well. So we'll see if Palmerston can be direct for out of this clearance.
Yeah, I love playing at this oval because you don't need as many kicks to get it down the other end. In women's footy, I reckon that's perfect, this sort of oval.
See, I'm the opposite. I'd rather a paddock.
You want to run a lot. Yeah. Back in my younger years I did, but not anymore. So Maggie's with that tap down, gets it to Lambton, back to the running Proctor. Proctor to Ugle, just pushed off the ball by Eilert, so he's gone on the ball now. There's Bowles. He's usually the go-to player from half back, and that is why beautiful spot-up kick. Probably lucky not to give away the 50 there, the Maggies. So this is what Nightcliff will do until they open you up. They'll chip it around. They'll go back to the... Can take a one-handed grab, can do anything. Bowlesy, love watching him play. Beautiful kick. Gets it.
That's Jamie Jones there, who's,
with the headgear,
I believe, just signed to go down and play in the Sample in the off-season for Central Districts, which is great for such a young player who's come through the NT Thunder programs.
He's had a really good season, I must admit, for the Tigers. That's a beautiful kick over the back of the defence there of the Magpies, but deep in the forward pocket. We'll take a good kick from here.
And that's Harper who has it. There's Sam Harper, which I think he must be switching on ball for Cam Eilert. So it's you know, dangerous for Nightcliff or for Palmerston.
The defence
got that weapon.
Yeah, with the defence, especially when they're switching him, because it just throws the defence in disarray sometimes. So he comes in a bit. Looks like it's going to go across the face, and did it sneak in for a behind? No, it's gone out of bounds on the full. So it hit the behind post on the full, so Maggies have the free kick. So not much on here for the Maggies. They've set up the wall. The Tigers, can they get it over the back? There's Lambton. Takes that mark. It's this next kick here that's a worry for the Maggies. He's called to play on. He's just going to go down the line, and that's what the Tigers want. Rowbottom pushed his opponent out of the way. Gets to the back. Williams tries to come through. Chrissy Williams, the captain of the Maggies, had an injury-interrupted season, unfortunately, for the Magpies. Absolute gun since he come over from the Buffaloes, but this season, unfortunately, his knee.
Yeah, and he's such an all-or-none guy as well. He's obviously put so much into the club, which I think's been really good for them too.
So Corbett in the ruck there for the Maggies. Picked up at the back of the stoppage. Kick forward here by the Tigers. Little can't take control of the footy. Number of players around this. There's Guthrie. Manages to get it kick away, but only went 5 metres. There's Corbett again, just using his muscle through. That's what the Maggies need, through Sutton. Sutton with the handball out to Lambton. Lambton round the corner kick. Pauls couldn't take that one. Makes a contest though. The Magpies move it forward. Can Stafford grab this one? It's at his feet. 3-on-1. Then Ugle comes through. Picked up by Tyrell Roach, and that's a good mark, Nyhouse. So there's the mismatch that we were looking at before. That is a total mismatch. Ryan Nyhouse will be happy with that matchup.
Yeah, you definitely want that at the feet rather than in the air when you've got Ryan Nyhouse, obviously ex-AFL player who played for Fremantle. So he came back to Tigers last season, but didn't play the full season. So it's been good for Tigers to have him reliable in the back line this year.
And the umpire didn't see that one, but Reimery was absolutely dumped after he kicked that footy. And a good intercept mark there at half-back for the Maggies. Good diving mark out there to Luke Collins, who kicked the goal for the Pies.
It's been busy early, Tash. Collins.
Yeah, so is Lambton.
Goal too.
It's just this kick. Lambton just needs to make sure he finds a target here. DeMello is the young player playing on at Nyhouse. So that's the mismatch. Here goes Liam Holt-Fitz. That's a good spot up to Wilson. Love the way he goes about his footy. He's just grown and grown over the years, Shawnee.
He has Mr. Fix-It. They can just put him in any gap when they're lacking something and he'll always find something.
He's just excelled since he came over to the Tigers many years ago now.
And even though it wasn't the right execution from Lambton, at least he did try and cut it back into the corridor rather than just go down the line where they've been losing it. As you said, it's that kick where they need to get a couple more leads in and delivery.
Yeah, they need to change it up. There's Wolf puts a strong tackle on Brownie, which is usually hard to do. There's Roach dancing in and out. He manages to get boot to ball. Corbett goes without it. Little's in there as well, but the Tigers have the number. Looking at that backdoor hand pass at the stoppage and a good mark. No, called to play on, so it must have touched the ground. There's Davey. Gets it out to his teammate that's just looking for the boundary. They managed to keep it in here, the Maggies. Up the line, a good punch from behind. Was that Nahas again? Yeah, just great punch. Read that like a book. Just come over the top of the Maggies player in Liam Griffiths. I think Griffiths is playing his second league game. Usually plays Div 1.
And that's the opportunities with COVID and after the Christmas break that we see open up for some of the developing players, which is always good as well.
Yeah, to get a run, you're absolutely right. There's Roach, he went without it. Another up-and-coming young player. His dad was a star at the Maggies back in his heyday. Peter Shepherd is the exact image of his dad. I was calling him Shepherd for one of the games. And so Tigers go forward. And the boundary line's going to beat him too. You can see Cameron Islet apologising. He got both hands to that. You don't see that very often. So dropped the mark. Boundary throw-in right on the 50 here in the Tigers forward 50. Ruxell set. Corbett gets there first. But the Tigers have the numbers. Look at the numbers around that stoppage and that ruck contest. Sit inboard. Good chop off there by Davey. There's the experience from Froggy Davey. Brownie gets the ball. Good vision. He's seen a player all by himself at the top of the 50. I think, oh, that's probably...
Wills.
This will
Philip Wills.
be on his measure. I reckon that's just the 50 there, that line. With all the rain, it's very, very hard to see those lines out there. But he looks pretty confident. Has he still got the leg for this? Feels him...
Yeah,
been calling him for many years in Men's Premier League, and like to say he's old, but he's not even old.
But he's old. You never stop loving a goal, do you, Tash? So when you get the opportunity to have one,
you can have a shot.
You go for it. But not a bad idea just to let it settle. Obviously, it's been back and forth for a while there, so you know, take a few seconds off the clock, let them set up behind the ball.
Once that's a kick out to Flanagan. Of course, the son of Darren, sending best wishes to his father. So they just need to slow it down here, the Maggies. We've gone nearly 15 minutes in the first quarter. That's a good mark out there, taken by Proctor again. Eagle telling him to play on now, he does. Takes it out wide to nobody, and Daniel Bowles cleaned that up, as you expect. Oh, don't see that very often. Chopped up by Guthrie. Guthrie will kick it out right wide to Roach. Just misread that in the flight there, young Roach, but needs to clean up here. There's Brick. Here's Moore's got a paddock in front of him. Wolfie will try and cut it off. Bit of a poor kick into Islet. Islet kept his feet. Kicks it into the goal square as easy as you like. Diving at the feet there, Ugle, but that's a goal. That's not North.
Harper, I believe.
Harper. Lying on Eliza here with we're both looking at this screen.
Harper or North,
I think it's Harper because Northie, I think it's got some strapping on his shoulder that I think I'm trying to work him out.
But both of North and Harper have come into the Tigers lineup this year, and as we mentioned before, versatile where they can play in the midfield and also forward too, and helping the likes of Cam Islet. And of course, you know, Tigers are without John Butcher and Carl Emery tonight as well.
So Tyson Todd just tried to put the body on Cameron Islet. He just snuck past him, kept his feet in a beautiful kick. And he wasn't going for goal either. He was going for the player in the goal square. He's just an absolute gem of a player, Cammy Islet. I call him Benjamin Button because I reckon he gets better with age. The ball gets out wide here, picked up by Edwards. Edwards with the delivery into Islet. Wharf, but he was pushed in the back, so Cammy Islet's going to get the free kick as Wharf was running away with it.
And I don't think anyone would have been catching Wharf if he did get away.
Yeah, he had a paddock there, didn't he? But fortunately, the ball's got to come back, Cameron Islet. So he's right at the top of the 50. So he's already got a goal in this quarter.
Yeah, I think he'll be looking to give it off to a lead here, Tash, I think. but there's not much movement from the
No,
forward line, so they all want him to have a shot. They've got belief in him, as you would.
There's no one on the goal square for the Tigers. There's two Maggies standing there now. Liam Holt-Fitz that's an up and under kick to just probably going for that bit of distance, I feel.
Yeah.
Cameron Islet, and that's through for a behind. So the scoreboard here at the Tigers isn't working. It's stuck on 1 goal each. The Magpies would be happy with that, but unfortunately that is not the score.
Yeah, it's 4 goals, 2-26, Nightcliff to 1 goal straight, 6 for the Magpies.
So still they can't clear it here, the Maggies. So the Tigers just using their players. That's Danny Butcher.
Yeah, brother of John Butcher, and Danny's based in Victoria.
Oh, did he sneak that in? He has.
That was Northy, that one.
That's a beautiful kick. So he's kicked his 3rd of the quarter. Tigers have their 5th. This is already the floodgates opening up in the first quarter. I find in footy these days, Charlie and I have spoken about it a lot, that they used to say the premiership quarter was the 3rd quarter. I feel the team that comes out and jumps right at the start manages to get the win, because they get 4 or 5 goals up and then they just can float along and defend that.
Yeah. Especially in the NT footy, as we know, it's pretty fast-paced, pretty attacking. If you can get on top of a team early, then it takes a lot to come back.
Yeah, yep. It used to be a bit of an arm wrestle in the first quarter, but whoever the team is ready to go from the get-go of that ball up, they're very likely to win the footy and the game. There's Islet's gone in the middle now, just clears that for the Tigers, kicks it forward. I reckon Maggies need to get a few numbers behind the footy. Here they go in again. There's Tigers outnumber the Maggie defence. So under enormous pressure is Flanagan, and that's gone through for a behind. So just peppering away at the goals here, the Tigers.
As we did mention, though, it is a bit of a smaller ground, so you know there are games where you will see them come back with just a few kicks. So hopefully Palmerston can get something happening here.
Here's a Wharf. So he's got lead on Proctor's calling for it. By the time he kicked it, well, the Tigers defence had got there and it went close to going out of bounds on the full, but managed to get touched there. So it's going to be a boundary throw-in directly on centre wing. And the lights are on here at Tigerland. Glad it's not raining. Otherwise, we definitely wouldn't be able to see the players out there. Last Saturday night was hard enough when the rain hit, and there's the quarter time siren. So Nightcliff for 5-3-33. Palmerston are stuck on 1 goal. That's the end of the first quarter.
And we'll see you after this next break. And
I've never seen that.
Yeah, we were just questioning that it was 20 flat that was on. Of course, here they played 20 plus time on, and there had been 6 goals kicked for the quarter. So
I don't think I've ever seen that before. I'm seeing everything this season in Premier League, I reckon.
So for those who were back, the siren went, they were all walking off the ground, and then the umpire realised and have just called them all back on.
So Rowbottom wins that tap down, but only as far as Butcher that cleared that stoppage. Collins picks it up along the boundary line. Tracking it there is Deary. Handball to Jones. We can go back again here to Keast. I hope I pronounced that right. Jones kept running. This is the difference between the Tigers and the Magpies. Look at the run, the Tigers, to get the next kick, just to create an option. That's a beautiful kick right into the mud patch, unfortunately, there for the Tigers. Slung to the ground, that's holding the footy, pleading his case.
And it is that they've got not just one option, but those multiple options. So it's spreading out the defence, and they're able to to execute on that.
Ball gets over the back, picked up by Marlon. Marlon looking for Davies. So Davies just come off the interchange bench, putting the pressure on. Maggies will be hoping they don't give up another goal. It's an up and under kick, but well read there by the Tigers. It's Wilson, nearly took the mark, then he gets it back, delivers it into the 50 now. A good mark at the back, over the top of Flanagan, just the height. So Wines is going to take a kick. And slight angle, probably from about 30 metres out, I think there.
He's been a player who's started the season in Div 1, but since he's come into the side, he's really cemented his spot, and he's been out. Doesn't always kick the most goals, but is definitely around to create the contest and pass off for the scoring assist.
Goes in and makes no mistake. So the Tigers have their 6th on the board. So it's raining goals here in the first quarter for the Tigers. The Magpies would have hoped that that siren was for quarter time because they're going to get another couple of goals kicked on them, I reckon. Oh, dear.
Yeah, so it's 6 goals, 339 Tigers to 1 goal straight, 6 Palmerston. Of course, Palmerston's goal was kicked quite early in the quarter. At about the 3-minute mark, it was 1 goal each, 6 all. So Nightcliff have done well to get a few more on the board since then.
Yeah, as you said, they're just switching the play where needed, going through the corridor and then just opening up the 50, and the Maggies don't have enough time to flood back the numbers just with the ball movement that the Tigers have. Corbett, Williams tackles Philo, put him off the footy. It's a good tackle. Philo goes back in there, so does Corbett. Guthrie goes without it. Just tracking to the boundary line here. Philo will get there first, and it's just gone over now. So there's one way that was tracking. That was the boundary line for sure. So boundary throw in. We've gone 23 and a half minutes in the first quarter.
3.5 minutes gone since the first quarter siren went, and they've been called back on.
Yeah, it's all happening here. Gets to the back wharf. To Flanagan for the Maggies. Looks inboard, has to kick to a contest. Daniel Bowles, but nice and high. Misread it though. There's Griffiths. Tries to get rid of the footy. Now he does. Harvey's there for the Maggies, but here comes Jones. Just dances around Lambton. Sit out wide here to Wills. Wills, beautiful weighted kick out in front of his teammate out there. In North. That's North, yep. And then over the boundary line. So boundary throw-in in the forward 50 here for the Tigers. So another goal-scoring opportunity as the wind picks up and blows away all Eliza's stuff. I did look at the bomb before because it looked a bit dark over Palmerston Way when I was coming in. Corbett, there's Griffiths, kicks it out of the pack. Brownie takes that one easily, back onto the left. Oh, beautiful work by Wills, just tapped it to himself, then couldn't get the next bounce, but the numbers are there for the Tigers. Good body work by Flanagan. Moo gets around one opponent, handballs back to another, and that's scraped in for a behind. So another minor score here to the Tigers. So Tigers are 6-4-40 to 1 straight, nearly 25 minutes gone. Can the Magpies sneak a goal? And there we go. There is the
official siren.
We've gone at this time, so it should be 6-4-40 to 1 goal straight here at Darwin Mazda Oval and Nightcliff.
And that's quarter time. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Darwin Mazda Oval, where we have round 16 clash between Nightcliff, who are currently 6 goals 440, beating Palmerston 1 goal 6, and 1 quarter of footy played. How you see it so far, Tash?
Yeah, just the dominance of the Tigers, of course, and that's why they're on top of the ladder. Palmerston struggling a little bit, not much to go to up in the forward line apart from Stafford, so they're, you know, triple teaming him, and they need to lower their eyes, I think, and look for some other targets, maybe just inside the 50, instead of bombing it long to him, because that's not going to work. And if the ball isn't getting down to Stafford, I've said this a number of times, they need to put him into the ruck. Or put him at centre-half forward. Bring him into the game, because he's a big game player, can kick long goals, and I just think he's more used at centre-half forward. As the Maggies will go here through Luke Collins to clear the ball, and they're not having any issues in the ruck. They're winning some of the tap downs, but just this kick here, so over the top there of his opponent in Proctor. So Guthrie just couldn't hit the target, and this is where the Tigers usually run away with it, but too close to the boundary line at that time, which will give the Maggies an opportunity here to kick their second goal of the game. Let's see the way they set, though.
And he probably could have even gone for goal there, because it was empty goal square, might have dribbled through.
Yeah, he could have run a little bit further forward as well, so could kick out of the ruck there by Ugle, I think that was. No, that was Sutton. So Nyhouse back there and over the boundary line again, deep in the forward pocket, so even closer to goal here for the Maggies.
Promising signs. We'll see if they can lock it in, which of course has been their issue so far, as you said, with some shallow entries. We just needed to lock it in here and try and get a score on the board. So
Bowden and Rowbottom. Rowbottom wins that one down for the Maggies. Number of players around this ball. There's Stafford. Stafford on the right foot. Good soccer work back there in the goal square, picked up here by the Tigers. Philo shovels it out wide to Wills. Wills up the line, one-on-one. A beautiful mark taken there by Wines. Used his body perfectly to protect the ball drop. Drop the footy. That's an errant kick there by the Tigers. Don't see that very often. Picked up by Guthrie. He's a quality player, Guthrie. Don't know where the Magpies would be without him in the midfield every week. There's Williams just paddling the ball forward to himself. Then he's pushed off the footy. The umpire's found a free kick. Good work there by Williams. It's against Bowles, pleading his case to the umpire. Do that all the time. It doesn't change their decision. I've just about given up my old age. Usually don't have the energy left to argue anymore.
Of course, Palmerston had a few games from the one and only Eddie Betts. Has he gone? He's done for the year now?
Yeah, he's gone back. So young Waylon Davey as well started boarding school down there. So Eddie's been looking after him down there. That's a good kick by Williams. And Chrissy Williams, the
captain's goal there,
has kicked the second goal for the Magpies, the first of this second quarter. Can that spark the Maggies? Hopefully it can. Chrissy Williams.
And who knows, there's absolutely no win tonight, but that could be the scoring end, Tash. Palmerston are probably hoping for that in the second quarter. We, of course, saw Nightcliff kick 6 goals that way for the first quarter, and Palmerston have just kicked their first one for the quarter. So they're 2 goals 12 Palmerston, 6 goals 440 Nightcliff.
I think I can say this is one of the stillest games I've ever been at Nightcliff Oval. Usually in the afternoon that breeze picks up, and usually to start the game, to win the toss, you usually kick to that end, the Magpies are, and then you sort of come home with the breeze in this last one here. So there's absolutely no breeze whatsoever. Corbett just taps that over the top to his teammate in Priest. Priest kicks it forward, looking good for the Maggies here. Stafford gets to it, tries to get it back to Williams. Number of players over the footy. How are they going to call this? He didn't drag it in, so ball up. No, free kick. Oh, wow, that's a bit of a tough call. Geez, they're red hot on this in the women's AFLW. Holding the footy, you take it in at all and don't get rid of it. They're calling it. Free flow the game. Chris, no, that's Roach has given away the free kick against Brownie.
Yeah, and you just hope it doesn't get to a point where players stop going for the ball with that disadvantage, which was watching that AFLW game, it looked like a couple of Geelong players started to do that yesterday, which you don't want to see.
They've been a little bit more lenient on it this week, I feel, but the last 2 games, the last 2 weeks, the last 2 rounds, is just, it was unreal. I couldn't believe it. I think in one of the games they did the record for the amount of holding the balls. It just really impacted the game. So that's gone out of bounds on the full. No, there's a bit of a warning.
Something here in the forward line.
So that wasn't the runner there. No, so there was a bit of
something off the ball.
Back play there, and it's. I hope it's not Ugle because it is him. How did I know it was him? He gets a bit fired up, does Brandon? Into the corridor. Flanagan went without it. Marlin gives it to Sutton. Running players pass. Guthrie in the right spot at the right time, and then he's taken high, but he fell over. That was no malice in that. He fell over at the crucial time. Probably lucky for him because he got the free kick. Now what can he do here? He's got Sutton out wide. Ignores that. And this is where they need to be careful not to just bomb it away to Stafford. He runs himself into a bit of dramas, but then he goes out wide.
Kick. There we go.
Good spot up.
Yeah.
I think that's...
And as you said, they've just been going for that long kick, which hasn't been paying off. So
Kobe Priest, he looks pretty confident here.
Yeah.
So no breeze still, as we spoke about. So let's see what his kicking's like. So Priest comes in, kicks it from just inside the 50. I reckon he's nailed it. So the Magpies have their 3rd goal. That is the goal scoring end so far. So Nightcliff haven't scored yet in this quarter, and Magpies have kicked 2 goals.
No wonder he was looking confident, Tash. That was straight. As we said, no wind here at all, but that was dead centre through the goals for their 2nd goal for the quarter. So 6 goals for 40 Nightcliff, 3 goals straight, 18. We're playing at Darwin Mazda Nightcliff Oval here for round 16 of the NTFL Men's Premier League clash.
Bit of excitement up here on the balcony, of course, with all the Tigers crew. You can hear we're like in amongst it in the VIP section, so I call it on the balcony.
There's always Thai girls involved when there's a bit of noise.
These balconies used to be packed before the COVID days. I used to hate playing down in this forward 50 because you absolutely copped it from the Tiger crew. So Ryan Moo takes the mark. Handballs to a running player pass. He will spot up Cameron Eilert. Too easy in the end. He left his opponent in Todd. So Tyson Todd is in for a long night, playing against, if not one of the champions that I've seen play up here, Cameron Eilert.
And that was Elia Ware who had that hit up Cammy then, just playing on the wing. Nice delivery, and another one who's been in and out because of COVID and since the break, but starting to cement his spot.
Beautiful kick. Cameron Eilert has his 2nd, and the Tigers have their 1st of the 2nd quarter. So a good kick. There goes they don't have the roll going. They've got the speaker there, but everyone's looking at each other and asking what's happening, but it's not getting played today.
I think there must be something down with the electronics. The scoreboard's down. As you said, usually there's that Tiger sound that goes, but we're back to the old school scoreboard. At least it's something for the spectators to see the score. 7 goals, 5. 47 to 3 goals, 18 Nightcliff's way, and that's their 1st one for the quarter versus 2 goals that Palmerston have scored this quarter.
So Bowen and Rowbottom, Con wins that one down. Guthrie will get there first, and he's taken high. And the free kick. Plays on quickly to a running teammate in Proctor. Proctor kicks it out wide. Drop mark out there by the Tigers. Good pick up by Roach. There's Jones. Jones goes back to Bowles. Kicked as he kicked the footy. Just put him off his kick a little. Oh, coming through the pack was Brownie. He attacked that ball. He wanted it the most, and that's what's won the possession for the Tigers. So good work by Nathan Brown back there. He wanted that footy, crashed the pack, and won possession for his team. So Eilert's gone back on the ball, just by himself in the corridor. I don't know how that happens. And a good mark taken here by Harper.
That was a beautiful switch by Trent Melville there. He saw Cammy through the middle, which of course the movement doesn't happen without the work rate and the voice of Cam, but even just that awareness of Trent to look and then hit him up and then getting another look at goal.
So Harper's kicked a goal in the first quarter. So exactly the same spot that Cameron Eilert just kicked a goal about 40 seconds ago. So all the hard work that the Maggies have done to get the 2 goals at the start of this quarter could be undone. Tigers through Harper, and he's just pushed that to the far side through for a minor score. Davey will take this kick in. We haven't seen much action down in this 50 that's close to us. Guthrie, as he's picking up the possessions, just telling him to slow it down. Picks up Marlin. Marlin. This is the next kick. Just lets them down here. There he just has to go long, hoping for the best. Number of players there. High at the back was Roach. Couldn't take the mark. There's Philo. Chain of hand passes. There's the switch. Not scared to go backwards, the Tigers. Then they start moving to the fat side here. They've got to play it all out on the wing. That's where they'll go. Rowbottom, the ruckman, will track him. That was where I think that was. Well, they'll deliver it into the 50, calling Liam Holt Fitz at the back. Little gets up, spoils the footy, but Jones is going to get there first for the Tigers. Gets around one, has a shot on the goals. Is it going to get through? And then his teammate, they're calling it to let it go, but his teammate tried to take the mark there. That was North. Didn't take it, and the Magpies can swing out of defence. It's Corbett.
Jones usually a backman, so the balcony of supporters were yelling at Nightcliff to let that one go through for the young fella to get a goal on the board.
I reckon they had a good case too. I reckon it would have gone through. And there's Trent Melville all by himself here in the forward 50.
Position. A little tighter angle, but
he can go back and nail this. Trent Melville is going to pass it off. One of the best team players that seen Trent Melville. So Wilson in that same spot. That same spot. It's popular here for the Tigers. But Trent Melville started his career at the Tigers just prominently a full forward. Didn't really see him much up the ground. And over the years, his work rate. Unbelievable. There's Shawnee, and Wilson kicks that. So the Tigers have their third of the quarter, takes them to 8-5-53. Palmerston 3 goals, 18. And again, they've got the momentum back, the Tigers, after the Pies starting the quarter pretty well, but the Tigers have swung it back.
As you said, that short chip from Melville there, and that's the one that we've been wanting to see down the other end from Palmerston rather than bombing it in. But that's just that attention span, and that's the way that Nightcliff can just kill an opposition just by, if you switch off for that second or two, you've got so many leads that are coming out, and players are actually looking for that as well rather than just bombing it for the goal.
I mean, he was all by himself there, Melville, and then Wilson, to be that close to goal and no one around you, you know, the cardinal sin for your back six. So Philo had a bit of a quiet game so far for his standards. Melville fighting his way in there. Little, where's that free kick going to go? Little thought it was going him, but it's actually going to Trent Melville. He's not going to be happy with this, I reckon. Murray Little, he still thinks he's got the free kick.
Yeah, I think they thought it was a throw, but there was about 3 players who still had hold of Melville. So.
Yeah, he didn't have the footy, and he had 2 Magpies hanging on his arms. So yeah, everyone's a bit. Where's the ball? They're trying to find the footy now. So Melville's going to take this kick directly in front from about 40 metres out. Just taking their time here. We've gone 13 minutes into this second quarter. So he passed it off before. I reckon he's going to have a shot this time.
Yeah, I think he's ready for a goal now, Tash. Hasn't kicked one for the game yet. So
yeah, he loves a goal. Such a big game player as well, Trent Melville. Looks good off the boot. Has a beautiful kicking action, does Melville, when he's kicked the 4th goal for the Tigers. No, the 3rd, sorry. The 3rd goal of this quarter for the Tigers.
Takes it to 9 goals, 5-59 Tigers to 3 straight Palmerston. Again, we saw Palmerston come out firing with those 2 quick goals this quarter. And that was the same with their the goal of the first quarter was in the first 3 minutes as well. So I think that would be the goal for Palmerston now, is just to try and get a little bit more control through the game and get it back into their 50.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what sort of matchups changes they can make. I think a little on Melville probably isn't the best matchup back there, but they're just undersized in the back 50 and the forward 50, the Maggies. So trying to clear it out. Guthrie lucky not to give away the free kick there. He was wrestling with the Tigers player when he didn't have it. Moo dispossessed. Flanagan with a good handball to Corbett. Kicks it out in front of Sutton. Sutton overread it. Picked up here by the Tigers to Bowles. Flanagan again, just a reliable defender back there. Here's Froggy Davey. Lucky he didn't go over the boundary line there, and he's reliable.
Smart kick.
Left foot, Froggy. They're very fortunate to have his experience out there, the young Magpies team. They'll try and switch it up here, the Maggies. So Lampton ducked his head. Umpire said play on as he should. Proctor kicks it in. Here's Stafford. His first real opportunity at goal, and he misses it. Oh, he had a little bit more time and space than what he thought. They walked the first one and then had a shot, and unfortunately for the Magpies, he missed that one.
That play was, I like that play from the Palmerston there. That, as you were saying, they are undersized, so that play they just decided to go to grass, and they gave their players the chance to run onto it. Obviously, they're not going to, outmark Tigers at this point. So I think that's the way that they need to go for the ball movement when they get it. Just kick it to grass and back them to run onto it.
So here come the Tigers again. Moo by himself. He can turn and go. He does. He's going to handball to Philo, and this time Todd. First time he's been in front of Cameron Islet. And then a poor kid, he turned it straight over. So now North, on the defence.
Left footer, North.
Oh, he ignores his teammate, then puts it to the hot spot. Islet at the back. Oh, good mark again there by Todd.
Got a few fans down here, don't you?
Yeah, this time I don't know if they're Bronx cheers or they're actually his fans, to be honest.
Claim it.
So Guthrie. Good kick by Flanagan. That's a dangerous kick, but Marlon takes the mark. Ever reliable defender will often sneak forward and kick a goal, Marlon. Had to go for the diving mark there was Collins. So Collins kicked the first goal for the Maggies in the first quarter. Just the numbers around this footy. Brownie kicks it out in front of Melville. Melville trying to trap the footy. Flanagan keeps into the boundary, then he goes inboard. Oh, good work here by the Tigers. Moo just taps it forward. Beautiful teamwork, Kenny. Yeah, he couldn't screw it around enough, and it's out of bounds on the full. Beautiful work there by the Tigers. A little bit dark in that pocket there.
That was Butterick who was running onto that then. I thought it was Brownie at first, but it's Butterick.
Yeah, they got similar build, don't they?
Yeah,
that's I thought. I'm thinking, nah, Brownie wouldn't be in the forward 50 there.
He does try and sneak through, but might be a bit early in the game for him to sneak through.
There's Warfare. There was Brownie getting ready to fly there. He just misjudged it. The Maggies trying to get through with Proctor. He's been a good player so far for the Maggies. And Ugle's taken high. So Brendan Ugle over on the far centre wing. Here at Nightcliff Oval. Kicks it forward, but nest of Tigers. Stafford couldn't even get there. He was like fifth in line. There's Williams. That's a good tackle by Williams. Grabbed him by the jumper with the one hand. Not enough support there by his teammates, though. DeMello tried to spoil that one, but Tigers too strong. And Bowles is dispossessed. He took on Guthrie. That's probably a player you don't want to take on. Plays on with his reliable left foot. Coming through his Roach. That's a high tackle. The umpire has seen it late. That's Mark Noonan, but he's paid it. So that's going to Andre. Plays on to Collins. Already got a goal. It looks good. It's through the big sticks. The Magpies have their fourth on the board. So they've kicked 3 in this quarter. And the Tigers have kicked 3, so an even quarter here to the Magpies. They'd be happy with that. We've gone nearly 19 minutes in the second quarter, Eliza.
Absolutely, and as we said, a couple of their goals come in early, so it's just good to see Magpies hang on in this quarter, get that one back. As you said, now it's just winning the quarter. So they just got to look at that goal after goal, just trying to get in front. It's not going to come from them, well, it may, but no, I don't think they're going to go 5 up on them and get even out the game. So it's just looking at getting 1 or 2 more than Tigers a quarter, and that's a great start.
Yeah, right. Just the wins, especially the club where it is at the moment. I mean, they're just developing a lot of young ones coming through, which is what you want. But, it's just getting those small wins and the teamwork, the effort, especially Guthrie leading the show out there. Another clearance. So the Magpies have probably actually winning the clearances if we were keeping the stats. But it's just this next kick. It's that wall at centre half back there. There we go again, the Tigers. So Brownie clutching at his back.
And when you do have a back line, we have seen Nightcliff win. They've been dominant in the last few years in particular with multiple premierships. So with the back line that they've developed, as we said, especially with the addition of Ryan Nyhouse this year to play a full season, it is a hard back line to score on as well.
It is. I think the Tigers and the other back line, I think that when they're up and running, a strong 6 is Wanderers. I feel, especially with Brody Newman, the intercept.
Yeah,
marking
Daniel
is like
Weitra
a Daniel
back in the team.
Yeah,
as well,
they're just and Lloyd Johnson having a blinder of a season along with Mitchell Taylor, his lookalike twin. Gets me every call, those two. So
it's that balance between the key defenders, but also the ability to then run out of half back, which has been where a lot of Tigers scores have come from.
This is what they're doing. So they're going wide, but a good tackle laid out there by Priest. So Tigers caught hold in the footy. Daniel Stafford was running into the 50. Would have had a ping at the goals as well.
Eyes
Big
lit
Stafford,
up.
yeah. Wouldn't blame me either. He's got a big kick on him. So there's Collins again, I think. No, that's not Collins. That's Andre. Looking for Rowbottom. Well, the big ruckman made him work, but it's a boundary throw and deep in the forward pocket here for the Maggies. Can they snag another goal? We've gone 21 and a half minutes nearly in this second quarter.
And not a bad result. As we said, they're a bit undersized, so if they can get a sneaky stoppage win here and get a snap, then
the stoppages will benefit them in their forward 50, the Maggies. Going to ground was Rowbottom, the big ruckman. That's snuck through for... No, that's out of bounds on the full, so they didn't even sneak through or behind there. So the Tigers with the free kick weren't happy with that ball. They want the other footy. So Jones with the free kick.
Must be close to the end of the quarter here. 22 minutes gone. We say 6 goals scored for the quarter, so maybe
that's beautiful mark on the second grab out there for the Tigers. It's a hard kick to read.
Danny Butcher, I believe that mark.
Willsey dropped that one. There's Bowden, sorry. Oh, good mark again. So Little needed to go with the punch. They're over the back here. Todd on Islet, dangerous. He'll go one way, then the other, and then he just settles it and looks for his teammate in Edwards. So Bailey Edwards, right in front of where we're sitting, Eliza, should go back and slot this one for the Tigers. Deep in red time here in the second quarter at Nightcliff Oval. 9-6-60, Palmerston 4-1-25.
And as we said, it's even in the quarter so far, 3 goals apiece. So this would put Tigers up for the quarter.
So he comes in. Edwards looks good. The goal umpire does not move. And he's nailed the goal. So
from the same spot again.
Edwards has his first goal of the game, and Nightcliff have their 10th. So Edwards.
23 minutes gone, 7 goals, so probably got 2 to 3 minutes left coming through.
So in red time again, so the Magpies were even with them there, but they've just let that goal sneak in. So 4 goals the Tigers have kicked in this quarter to the Magpies 3, and I think that's the matchup they need to change. Look like, no, Davies decided he's not going to Islet. He's changed his mind. They would have played some junior footy. The Islet boys actually used to play junior footy for the Magpies before they went to St Mary's. Remember them running around out there with my brother.
We do know that the strength of the Palmerston, as you said, this quarter has been their clearances. So this one, they've won the next one.
Chrissy Williams.
Go for another captain's goal.
Yeah, can he get his second goal on the board? So he's already kicked one in this quarter.
From a similar spot as well. A little bit of a tighter angle, the other one, which would give him confidence.
Prides himself on his goal kicking as well, Chrissy.
Don't commentators
Yeah,
curse.
commentators curse. He'll tell me when he sees me next time anyway. And I reckon he's just sprayed that one. Sorry, Chrissy.
Lock it in now, Chrissy.
Through for a minor score. 66 plays at 26, so 40 points the difference here. Nightcliff Oval. With the Tigers spread, they just work so hard. Their work rate, unbelievable, this team. And the depth as well. You watch their Div 1 team go around. There's some big names playing in that as well, but they have to earn their spot here at Tigerland. So Wilson still working hard. He should get this next one. He does. Close to the boundary line. Can he keep it in? He does. Goes inboard. Handball over the top to Philo. Surprised I haven't seen him close to goals yet. Philo having a ping at them. Loves a goal. Out wide to Brownie. Here we go. There's Brownie sneaking up for his goal.
So he usually sneaks through.
Picks it up, wheels around the corner. Here's Eilert against Todd again and pushed off the footy this time. Well done, Todd. Didn't let him run around him that time. Learnt from the first quarter when he got around him and then delivered a beautiful kick into the goal square, which resulted in a goal. Such a strong player. Very rarely do you see him go to ground at Cammy Eilert.
Yeah, 25.5 minutes gone.
Rowbottom gets in front, taps it down. Reading it best is Ryan Moo, and then Guthrie takes that over the boundary line for another boundary throw-in. Not long left in this quarter, 40 points the difference.
Just hope for Palmerston they can just clear this one out. They'd hate to, considering how strong they've done this quarter, they'd hate to concede this.
Good body work there by Melville. That's a good tap down by Melville, but shot on goal goes across the face for behind, so they snuck in a behind there. That was Liam Holt-Fitz.
Fits in his new bright orange boots. He hasn't kicked one yet, but I'm sure he'll be again sneaking forward.
So they just chew up a bit of time here, the Pies, because this is a dangerous kick. They must hit a target. So Philo's now snuck into the forward 50. Taking it around for a goal. Oh, big fly from the back. Ugle gets it over the boundary line. Right on the 50, there'll be another boundary throw in that far side. Have a crowd over there. The big trees here at Nightcliff. Love the suburban ovals still with the trees. Although I was a kid, I reckon I fell out that tree a few times, to be honest.
Soft landing at least.
Oh, always here, yes. Just tracking it close to the boundary line. Picked up by the Maggies, just moving it forward as the siren goes to end half-time here. Nightcliff 10-6-66, Palmerston 4-2-26.
We'll see you after the break. That's half-time at Darwin Mazda Oval. Welcome back for the second half at Darwin Mazda Oval, round 16 of the NTFL Men's Premier League, where we see Nightcliff 10 goals 767 leading Palmerston 4 goals 226, and it was definitely a one-sided quarter. Oh, we've just got a dog on the ground.
The dog won't get off and he's just laid there and he has to get carried off.
We saw the first quarter was all Nightcliff, but a lot even in that second quarter, Tash. So it'll be interesting to see where this second half goes.
Yeah, it was 4 goals to 3. The Magpies come out and kicked the first 3 goals of that quarter, and then the Tigers come back. So as we spoke about, Eliza, they just need to lower their eyes. I feel the Maggies going into their 50, but this will be the first clearance of the third quarter going the way of the Tigers. Wilson, he's going to have a crack at goals. Why not? And it's just touched on the line there by Marlon, so nearly sailed that one through.
And we saw that this was the goal scoring end for that first quarter and the second, so we'll see what it brings this quarter.
So 42 points the difference now. Magpies swinging it out wide. Corbett couldn't take that mark. Gives it to Rowbottom. Dances around one, the big ruckman, and he's hit front on. Good body work back there by the Tigers. Broderick, I think that is. Broderick to Wilson. Already started this third quarter on fire. Good punch away there by Proctor. Oh, too easy. Daniel Bowles just... He's got leather poisoning this game. I reckon he's just about their best player, Bowlesy.
Yeah, swinging around to get on his left he was.
Moog plays on quickly, and he's got Wines all by himself. So as easy as you like there for the Tigers. Looked a bit like a training drill, to be honest. The back 6 of the Magpies were in total disarray there, all out of position.
That's one of the things we've seen from the Tigers this game. Multiple goal scorers, because they'll just chip it around until they get someone who's got closer to goal and a better option.
So Wines kicked one in the first quarter. Looks good off the boot. The goal umpire does not move. The umpire had his hands up already to clear the goal. And the roar is back.
The roar is back.
The roar.
We've had some difficulty here. We had the scoreboard not working, the roar not working, so the balcony supporters were actually doing the roar themselves in that first half, but it's a lot better coming from the real sound, Tash.
Yeah, a bit of rumble on this, the balcony. I nearly fell off my chair. Wasn't expecting that. They've got it cranked up pretty high as well, the supporters. Die-hard supporters here in Tigerland. Tiger territory. I didn't even wear my Magpies shirt, so I fitted in tonight. They were back in the middle.
Mark Noonan throwing the ball up.
Free kick going the way of the Maggies. Advantage paid. No. Oh. Unlucky there, the Maggies. Rowbottom, so Corbett was running away with it. It's going to have to come back. Rowbottom. Lucky not to infringe there, the Maggies. I mean the Tigers. Good mark. Running play. There's Davey. Snuck forward. Will it get over the back? It does. Stafford, there's the 3 on him. They need to lower their eyes. 3 on him plus a Tigers player waiting down at the drop of the footy. So he had 4 on him in the end. Needs to switch the play here. He's got 2 all by themselves. So Brownie ignores that. Goes further afield to Nyhouse. That's a good kick. Good mark. Got one over the top. Can handball it. Just runs around little. There's Philo. Philo with the handball now out wide to Bowles. Bowles with that left foot. Kicks it in. Maggies have given away the free kick. So Marlon gave away that free kick.
Just pushed him under, I think, when he was
So there's Harper. Sorry, Harper's got the free kick here for the Tigers. And he's kicked a goal in the first quarter as well, so going for his second. Tigers going for their first of this quarter. Nearly 4 minutes in. No breeze still whatsoever. It's dead still here tonight. One of the first times I've seen it this still here. Harper. Does it swing back? It does. It does. A perfect kick there by Harper. He's got his second of the game, and the Tigers kick their 12th. They jump ahead now. There it is.
2 early ones for the quarter to Tigers.
So 54 points of difference now. Floodgates are opening up, not what the Maggies wanted.
As you said, it's just those injuries. You know, Stafford's been trying hard all night, but, you know, not even someone of his calibre can take on 3
It's just
guys.
that long kick in, and yeah, they just peel off because once they realise that the Magpies haven't lowered their eyes, they peel off and get the numbers back on Big Stafford. So it's very frustrating for him as a full forward, but, you know, Guthrie probably needs to speak to his charges in the middle and just say, you know, look around just inside the 50 eyelet. Davey gets there first. They've got a lot of speed. Froggy Davey. Looks up to Williams. Williams takes the chest mark. Good mark. So against eyelet. Poor kick for Chrissy's standards. The Maggies have the numbers here. Rowbottom will... That time he lowered his eyes instead of booting long, but Stafford was actually at the top of the 50 that time. Wilson goes out wide. Here's Liam Holt-Fitz. Just sells himself into a bit of trouble, but then dances back and on his right boot, finds a teammate and plays on quickly. And that's Cameron Eyelet that's run all the way down there. So he was actually on the mark at centre wing. The ball was turned over and he sprinted a good 100-odd metres to get that kick.
Did, and
it's a work rate.
And Holt's Fitz, they're so dangerous to play on because obviously he's so good on his natural left, but you can't push him one side because he's so good on the right as well.
Yeah, he's got a good step. Very, very good step. So Cameron Eyelet, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. And did he sneak it in? Yeah, he has just made the goal umpire do a bit of work, but he's kicked his 3rd of the game, Cameron Eyelet. Pretty good for someone that's chopping out through the midfield as well, Cammy Eyelet. So Cameron Eyelet's got 3. Harper's got 2, North's got 3, Melville with 1, Edwards with 1, Wilson with 1, and Wines with 2 for the Tigers. And Luke Collins for the Maggies has 2, then Priest has 1, and Chrissy Williams has 1. So number of goal scorers down in that forward 50 for the Tigers, which you like as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, they've got a couple of their key forwards out who probably 2 of the biggest contributors to their goals in Kyle Emery and also John Butcher as well out tonight. Yeah,
Big Butcher's a big game player for them as well. A lot of these guys are, you know, still earning their spot come finals time for the Tigers. That's the depth that they have. Harris isn't in this team either. Not quite sure if he played Div 1 or
he's been playing Div 1 in and out a little bit.
Oh, big fly from the back Nahas there. Guthrie, that was better, but Sutton couldn't take the mark. Lays the tackle, but just went on a little bit too long. And the free kick to the Tigers. Wilson, he's everywhere. His work rate. There's Bowles. Oh, the umpire says play on with that one. Brown is taken a little bit high. Bowles and Brown, the 2 amigos back here for the Tigers. Just calm under pressure. They win the footy. Tigers will come away with it. Wills runs past, doesn't get the handball.
Great spread from the Tigers to be able to switch and come out the other side.
They usually look in they keep to the boundary line here, but usually just try and look in the corridor about now. There's Melville.
On cue.
There's 2 Wills. Here they come running around. Good kick. That's turned over that time. Well done by Roach over Jones. And Roach has let himself down, done all the hard work, and the Tigers chop it off. They can rebound footy here, slingshot it back into the 50. Has a bounce, mind you. Kicks it in, all Magpies back there, but they've nearly stuffed it up here, the Maggies. Marlin, the inside-outside kick. And that's gone over the boundary line for a boundary throw in the forward pocket here for the Tigers that have already scored 3 goals in this quarter. Magpies yet to score a goal, a point even.
One of the strengths in the second quarter was Palmerston's clearances. So if they can get a couple and keep it surging forward.
Rowbottom, the umpires found a free kick.
That's as good as a clearance, Tash.
Yeah, they needed that breather. That's Harvey. Harvey out wide. That's smothered. Oh, puts pressure on, puts the afterburners on. Does he have a ping from the boundary line? He does, but it goes across the face, out of bounds on the full. Didn't quite pick up who that player was, but he had some jets on him.
Yeah.
Had the smother, and then he took on his player.
Edwards, that was. Bailey Edwards, who we saw kick that goal in the...
Had a bit of speed.
Quarter.
Looking long, the big ruckman. Good body work there by the Tigers on the ruckman. Just put him off that mark. They'll be happy with the stoppage here, the Maggies, but they don't win that. Goes into the forward 50 again. Here's Marlon. Dangerous kick, Todd.
He's had a hell of a game, Marlon, as he always does, that reliable back.
Yeah, he has. You hit the nail on the head. He's been an absolute gun back there in dire straight times as well. Loves to sneak forward and kick a goal. There's Bowles, my best on ground tonight. I feel he's just chopping off everything. Having a bit of a field day out there. There's Moo. Drops it in to Ware. He looks pretty confident as well. Lets everyone know. No, going to go back, have a crack at this.
And Ware plays in the Cairns League. His sister's also been playing in our women's team this year as well.
Handballs off to Bowles. Why wouldn't you with a lethal left foot? Didn't quite have the distance that time, Bowlesy. Let himself down. He deserved a goal. So they creep ahead now by 61 points here, the Tigers. Trying to get it out as Priest. Holt Fitz gets it back to Edwards, I think that was.
Yeah.
Here's Eilert. Gets around one, gets around two, then the handball, backdoor hand pass. They've got the numbers out wide. There's Bowlesy. Just beyond his distance.
He wants a goal though, I think, Tash.
Yeah, he's pushing forward, but just beyond his distance, that one. Marlon's there with Corbett. That goes over the boundary line. So there's going to be a boundary thrown right on the paint of 50 there in the forward 50 for the Tigers.
11 minutes to 12 minutes gone now. 87 Nightcliff leading Palmerston, yet to score in this quarter, 26.
So Corbett now, Bowen. Tigers drop the footy, put pressure on themselves here. It's in the forward 50 for the Tigers. Number of players around the ball. That's Wines. Shoved out the way. Davey goes in with the body. Picked up by Edwards. Drives it to the top of the square, but punched through by Marlon once again. So through for another minor score.
Palmerston have done well to stop
the flow.
Stop too much of the score in this quarter. Their backline's working really hard.
Harvey's called to play on. Pretty sure that is there for the Maggies. Goes out wide. Oh, that's a good mark taken out there by the Maggies player, Andre.
Touch play on there was there for that rush.
So Williams has got back there now. That's a good tackle. Manages to get the ball away. Though I think that rule is being changed. If you go 360 now, they're going to ping you for holding the ball, apparently, in the AFL. One of the new rules they're bringing in.
I don't mind that, because if you've managed to spin 360, obviously you're looking for an option.
Yeah, I agree with that. We've seen a few players go more than 360 and the umpire's saying play on. So, yeah, I like that rule as well. Boundary throw in. Corbett, it's Bowen again. Bowen wins that one down. Number of players over this. Wolf gets it out to Guthrie. Guthrie on the inside. Looks out wide. That's a good mark taken out there by Ugle. And a good punch away by Nowhouse. Just reads the footy so well. Reliable defender.
Makes it look so easy.
Yeah, he does.
Just a no-fuss player too.
You don't see
his role and
yeah, you don't see any, fist pumping or anything. He just goes about his role with his teammates and gets his job done every week. Don't think I've really seen him have a bad game. As Liam Holt Fitz says, that dancing. He's so hard to tackle. Try and keep your eyes on his hips, and they move around that fast. It's so hard. Dangerous kick. There's Philo. Getting a lot of his touches in the back half tonight. Not so much the forward half for the Tigers. You would have thought with 13 goals on the board, he would have had one of them. Usually a noted goal kicker. Probably averages a goal a game. There's Philo. There's Islet. Uses his body well, but then just lost his feet. Todd under pressure. Handballs to no one, but the tackler just held on a little bit too long there. I think that's...
Gives Tigers time to set up here. You can see their numbers behind the ball.
Yeah, not much on.
No.
Has to go sideways to Davey. Lethal left foot here, so he's going to switch it again. Oh, dangerous.
Gone for goal.
Wow, Wharfie put him under pressure. Did Davey, but he was up to it. So again, they're still in the defensive 50 and a turnover. So the kick just dropped. Wilson with the mark. So Shawnee already has a goal. Kicked one in the second quarter. Doesn't look confident. Looks like he's going to pass it off now. He's going to come around. He's got the distance once he gets on his bike. Usually a good kick of the footy too, Wilson. Now he goes. Looks good. Just going to drop short. And it beat everybody. So it didn't even punch it through for behind there. The Maggies defenders, now they're under enormous pressure with a boundary throw and deep in the forward pocket here for the Tigers. And this is danger signs. Who's the Philo around this stoppage? He loves kicking a goal. There he is. You can see him just getting to the top of that stoppage now. No, just hanging off a little bit, unlike him. Trying to clear the defence. Here's Guthrie, being the Maggies' best player as he always is, week in, week out. And that's a spilt mark over the boundary line there for the Pies. It's Collins. No, they've picked a free kick. So Luke Collins has earned himself a free kick. Didn't pick up what that was for. It wasn't out of bounds on the full.
No, because he went for the mark, and unless they saw it as a push in the back or something, but...
So Bowen gets up nice and high. The big ruckman was unlucky not to take that. Read that well. Here's Stafford putting the pressure on. There's Bowles. That left foot, well done by Dave. He made the contest, and Guthrie was wrapped up with a strong tackle. He pleaded for dropping the footy. I thought it should have been holding the ball as well. Spun out. There's Islet. Dropped that mark, then lays the tackle on Todd. Marlin. Smart kick, but just... dribbled over the boundary. There was Proctor. Apologises to Marlin.
They had the numbers there too, Palmerston, that they could have, if they got that mark, one kick into the next. That's all. They just need that little run off the wing, because they're not able to switch it like Tigers are. Tigers obviously just know this ground so well. They've switched it straight away and it's opening up, and that's the difference at the moment.
And their kicks, precision kicking and big kicks as well. The Tigers have got. The Maggies probably don't have the power in their kicks to try and break the lines and get it over the top of the Tigers' defence. But good pressure applied there. That was Collins again. He's been in the top three for the Maggies players in this game. Kicked 2 goals as well. Playing on the ball. Another boundary throw in. We've gone 18 minutes in this third quarter. Up by 62 points here, the Tigers. That's a throw, I think the umpire's picked up. No, in the back. It's going the way.
The man, I think.
Proctor. He's gone all right as well for the Maggies.
Yeah.
Looking at the back there for Ugle. Gets to the back. Close to the boundary line and taken over. Harvey was happy to see that one over.
Again, Palmerston just forced to go back to congestion every time. I think the Tigers are happy with that. They're happy to back themselves in the air and then get numbers and run out of it. Need to try and find that short, as we've been speaking about.
Yeah, they break the game open, don't they, the Tigers? And the Maggies are just like rucking it forward, just with stoppages after stoppages, hoping in the end. Griffiths tries to make a contest. He doesn't. Jones running past. And look at the switcher play here by the Tigers. The spread. Wills is out wide. Needs to kick it now. He does. Davies trying to work to him. So is Proctor. Davey actually manages to slow him up. Well done to Froggy Davey. Philo. Short kick. Halsey's moved forward still. That's dropping the footy. The umpire playing advantage. So Chrissy Williams, no, it's going to go the other way. So said that he held him too long. Oh, bit of a tough call, that one. And is it a 50 because they kick the ball away? Yep, there it is. It goes into the forward 50 there.
And
that's
especially because that initial, which you don't see much from Bowles, but the initial fumble was from Bowles. And then he almost got rewarded for that fumble, and then
very unlucky.
Yeah.
It was a 50-50 call probably, but I thought that in the second attempt when he picked it up, he dropped it, and
it's a hard one as an umpire, obviously, and also hard as a player when you've put in that effort. You saw then they kicked it into their 50.
He kicked the goal. No, just misses it. So Bowlesy trying to get that goal of his. Hasn't got one yet in this game. It's another minor score. Takes him 63 points ahead now. Nearly, we're in red time, so 20 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter.
Palmerston still to score in this quarter.
Absolutely stuck on 4-2. Ugle taps that to running Davey past. Good work, Davey. Handball to the voice, but it was actually the Tigers' voice. Can they shark that one off him? There's Stafford moved in on the ball, which I think needed to happen a little bit earlier. Get his confidence up. Ugle goes in the big shoulder on Nyhouse, but handled it well. There's Todd rebounding from half back. Ugle will get there first. Tries to handball to Marlin, was too hot. Wills kicks it into the top of the 50. And a good mark taken by that Tigers, but I think that was North. And a push there to Guthrie. So Guthrie's won the free kick over Ware. Is that Ware?
That's Harper.
Harper.
Yeah.
So Guthrie, just take a bit of time off this clock. Not long left in this quarter. There's only been 3 goals kicked in this quarter, and that's to Nightcliff. Well done there, Tigers player, not to give away the free kick for in the back. Took on his player, and Brody calls that one. So that time it's holding the footy.
Palmerston will want to use this now, move it on quickly.
And 50.
So 22 minutes gone, so they need to use the clock here. I'd be running a bit quicker than that, Chrissy Williams.
Yeah,
I know he's tired, but
he's taking his time. I'm with you. Use it.
Could be the difference here. The goal.
And I feel there goes the siren. So he's taken his time. He's realised, and he's not even going to try and have a ping.
If he had a run on there, could have got.
Oh, here we go. He is now. He's decided he is. Here's all this training, Chrissy.
What would you say? 70 out?
Oh, probably last season he might have been close to it. But not that one, Chrissy Williams. So no score there to the Magpies at all in this quarter. So Nightcliff 13-11-89. Palmerston stuck on 4-2-26, Eliza.
Yeah, end of the third quarter. We'll see you back for the final term. Welcome back for round 16 of NTFL Men's Premier League, where we have Nightcliff Tigers 13-11-89 leading Palmerston Magpies 4 goals to 26, and a scoreless term from Palmerston in that third quarter. Tash, you'd think again we're just looking for those small gains for them to start out hot like they did in that second quarter. They had the first 2 goals of the quarter and it just all flowed on from there, so hopefully they can get that again.
Yeah, hopefully they can just try and win this quarter, or at least match it. I think, you know, being the last quarter, just to take something out of this game. They've got Wanderers next week at home, the Maggies, and of course this is Warren Birdo's memorial game, of course. So just a bit of heart to play out this last quarter, I think, as Birdo would. Was I? Good, well-known figure at both these clubs, of course.
Just hopefully they'll make a few changes and try something different.
Yeah, I still see. Trying to pick up where Stafford is. He's at centre half. Yeah, he's moved up a bit, which is good. There's Guthrie. He's dummied Cameron Isle. You don't see that very often. So the Tigers here with the rebound footy straight away back into the corridor to Islet. Islet with Philo running past. Beautiful long kick. Love the way he kicks the footy. Gets over the back to Wilson. Wilson can go in on the outside and he kicks it. Wilson's got his second on the run. He loves it too, right in front of the VIP grandstand here. Oh,
beautiful
wow.
goal. And he picked it up so nicely. He had time just to work out the angle of the ball, where he was going to kick it, and obviously knows the ground so well. And it's great to see Shawnee Wilson kick a goal, because his celebrations, I think, are fantastic, but also you just see him move across every inch of the ground, playing every position, that it's rewarding when he gets to finish off some of his own work.
Yeah, so that's his second goal. He kicked one in the second quarter, now one in this last. And you're right, his work rate, he's down helping his back 6 and he's up helping his front 6. He's on the wing. Just these efforts. There's Islet. Gets it back. Now drives it in to the 50. Oh, good mark taken by Marlon. Read that so well.
For about his 10th intercept mark of the game, I would say, Tash. He's been outstanding back there.
He has. Just gets it over the top to Collins. Collins plays on. Dangerous kick if it doesn't come off. It was to Griffiths. Tigers have the numbers. Here comes the slingshot footy into the 50. There's 3 Magpies around it. Todd punches it. Wilson's there. Tried to pick it up. Then Griffiths goes the front on with him. Big body unit. Wilson, I don't know if I'd take him front on. Kicks it to the top of the 50. And again, Todd, with his second punch away, spoils the mark, then dives on the footy, needs to get rid of it. Tigers kick it into the 50. Melville couldn't mark that one. Moves there, can give it back to Melville. Melville can pass it on. He doesn't. He has a snap. It's going to land near the goal square here, 1-on-1. Umpire let that go. I'm glad that he let it go. They were both holding each other there, both players. Flanagan.
Usually you see the forward get the reward there as well, so it was good to see.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. They're both holding each other. Let it go. Here's Philo. He's just beyond his distance and puts it out to the pocket here. Todd again with his third intercept in the space of about 30 seconds. He's under the pump here in the 50. There's Griffiths against Jones. Griffiths kicks it off the ground. If it goes out of bounds, what will the umpire call? No, it stays in. So the Tigers just looking to settle, so they'll switch it to the fat side. You can see it. Tigers player all by himself in the middle. There's Bowles. They're pointing to switch it. Proctor comes on the mark late. Just holds the Tigers up a bit here. Just playing down the line. Not much movement up forward now. There is. It's going to drop short. Good work by Little. He claims the mark, but he got the Tigers player first. Liam Holt fits. That's a good snap. How's it going to bounce? Not the way he wanted. Flanagan should get there first against Wines. Wines puts the pressure on him. Back to Marlon. Wines is doing well here. Piggy in the middle. And then he dumps Flanagan. Didn't like the piggy in the middle, and he dumps him after he kicked the footy.
Frustration came out.
So Wharf with the free kick here for the Maggies. Half back. crucial time. Magpie player fell over in Lambton. They've turned it over once again here, the Maggies. Ilo off that one step, famous one step of his. Eilert looks into the corridor. Good kick to Melville. Couldn't take the mark. Well done by Davey to spoil that. They're under pressure here. The Maggies needs to get rid of it. That's Todd, picked up by Liam Holt. Fitz dances around one, dances around two. Hand passes to Moo. Moo kicks it towards Wines. Wines, front and centre. Snap around the body, and he's kicked the goal. Wines has his third of the game.
No celebration. I think that's just relief from Wines then.
The Tigers have kicked their second of this quarter.
They made them work for that one though, Palmerston. They, as you said, it was repeat efforts from the back line. They've done so well to, you know, just keep them working, force the turnovers and clear it out. But Nightcliff too good on that occasion, and Wines sneaks in for his second goal of the game. Was that?
Yep.
Kicked one in third goal of the game. So great game for Wines.
One in the first, one in the third, and now one in this last quarter. Rewarded for effort as Eilert goes down to full forward. And that's what I love as well with your mids. Don't get them off. Put them in the forward line for a rest. Rotate your players that way. I feel that you need your best players on the field rather than on the bench with these rotations and times that they do in footy these days. Good contest out there. Davey goes in, trying to impact the play with his body. There's Guthrie, goes flying in with his, along with Proctor.
And that dark wind, plenty of trees on that side.
Under those big trees there. I remember when the trees used to hang over some of the grounds and the footy used to actually get stuck in them, and they started trimming them back. That was proper Darwin footy back in the 80s. So a good intercept mark there by Brownie.
Coming from Guthrie again, Palmerston, he's trying to make something happen.
Brown goes down the line. Bottom's there, so is Bowen. Into the contest, that man, once again, handball over the top. They've got the numbers on here through the midfield. Here we go. Edwards picks it up on the half volley. Good kick, good spot up with Wines in the corridor, directly in front, well within his range. He's going to kick it from about 45 here. The clubhouse end at Nightcliff Oval.
He'll be looking to kick his fourth and ignite the Tiger sound from the balcony.
The crowd here, and he'll go to the leading goal kicker of the game. We've got three of them stuck on three, including him. Let's see if he can nail his fourth. He does. Jenny Rowe does not move. The goal umpire through for a goal. He's got his fourth. The Tigers have their third of the quarter. Magpies still stuck on 4-2 as they were at half-time. So not looking very good this last quarter win here for the Magpies.
One-sided for this first 7 minutes, but as we said, we know that Palmerston can win the clearances, so let's see if Guthrie's got, and we see Chrissy Williams in there as well. Let's just see if a couple of their better players can come out and clear the ball for them.
So Corbett has gone into the ruck now. Rowbottom's having a rest. I think that was where in the, that's chopped out in the ruck there. Maggie's through Proctor. That's the clearance, but not in the arms that they wanted it to go. Well done by Brown there. Read that so well, that clearance. Got in front. That's a heavy hit on Wills. That was by Proctor. I think Proctor's come off second best.
Wills jumped straight back up and
he's gone off for a interchange there, but Proctor's still looking a little bit ginger after that hit. It was a fair hit, but pretty physical. So boundary throw in directly on centre wing, the far side here at Nightcliff. Love the fact they've got the lights here finally after many years of trying to get the lights here. We've got night games at
Absolutely, and there's even been a couple of night games in the Women's Premier League this year, which has been really exciting, that Friday night and Saturday night under lights.
Yeah, they need to get more. Now that the suburban grounds have the lights, I reckon they need to get more night games, especially for the women's as well. We always seem to play at the hottest time of the day. So here we go with the clearing kick, switching the play. Eilert, that was just too easy. Wharfie needed to hold him up. Edwards, dummies, and then a beautiful kick into Melville. So that corridor, that exact same spot that Wines took the mark. Melville now is in the corridor. He's going to kick it just inside the 50, I feel. So just all the puff, I think, has come out of the Magpies. Just looking at the players, you realise that they look very spent and dejected.
And I don't know how many they actually do have on the bench, Tash. I haven't seen many rotations.
Did he touch it? He did. So Marlon again saves the goal right on the line.
Yeah, I haven't seen many rotations for Palmerston. I don't think they have any left on the... Oh, there might be two...
I think I can see
2 or 3 sitting down there, but they're...
If they've picked up any injuries, then that's even worse. So turnover from the kick out. Look at them all get around this footy. The Tigers, Magpies are trying to flood back to kill it. There's Guthrie, as reliable as ever, takes it over the boundary line, just kills it for the meantime. It'll come back, boundary throw in, forward 50.
10 minutes gone in this final term at Darwin Mazda Oval. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season.
So Corbett and Ware wins that tap down. Magpies all behind the footy here. If it comes out the back, there's the Tigers. That backdoor handball works every time, and Cameron Eilert's taken that mark. The umpire didn't pay it. One hand, if you like, Trent Melville. The mark wasn't paid to Eilert. I thought it was a mark, but he gives it off to Trent Melville. Bit of party tricks there from Melville. He took it in one hand and threw it on his boot and went through for a goal.
Maybe it was too many juggles from Eilert. He definitely had about 8 touches before he sealed the mark, but yeah, when you've got someone like Melville who's there to finish it off.
So he's kicked 2 goals, Trent Melville. The Tigers go to 17-12, 114. Palmerston still stuck on 4-2-26.
Come on, Palmerston.
Oh, just to break that deadlock. They've had that since half-time.
You can see they've just put Stafford in the ruck here, Tash. What's something that Coach Medbury's been asking for the game?
Since about the second quarter, I think.
This could be the difference.
So Stafford
wins
that one, gets it out the back. There's the clearance, but again, well read by Brown. So he just tops it off so well. Need to get in front those Maggies forwards. And then Roach was close not to...
Yeah, I thought they were going to call that then.
To give away the 50. Harvey couldn't take that. Too hot to handle. Here's the Tigers. Just slips at the crucial time. He's tackled with the footy. The Magpies now trying to come away. Pulled off the ball. The umpires put the whistler down there. Stafford, he hadn't moved from the ball up. He was still waiting there, and again...
There's a bit going on in the middle then, wasn't there? There was kind of a couple of kicks that could have gone, free kicks that could have gone either way, but they just kept it going, which wasn't too bad in the end.
The umpire, the umpire let it go. There's Jones. Eilert gave it up to Jones. There's Bowles. Bowles just kicks it to the fat side. Watch Liam Holt-Fitz work his magic here. He loves these ones, and he's kicked it. Loves those goals. He loves that pocket there. Liam Holt-Fitz called a number of goals for him there.
His first one for the game as well. He's always so exciting. You know when he gets the ball, he's going to set something up or have a snap himself, and he snapped that one in beautifully in his new bright orange boots that he's got on tonight.
Yeah, I love them when they wear boots like that. You can spot them a mile away. Not that you can't tell him out on the field anyway, but he becomes the 8th goal kicker for the Tigers.
It's always good when you can back up your boots too, Tash. There's nothing worse than wearing the bright boots and not doing too much with them.
I always used to try and get the brightest ones out as well. Back in the day, it was hard to get.
I've seen your bright orange Asics that you have actually.
Yeah, I've always tried to get the bright ones. I love now that you can actually buy women's football boots that fit your feet properly instead of trying to get the guys' ones.
Absolutely.
I always used to buy the kids' sizes, to be honest, because they seem to have a bit of a tighter fit. So Davey is going to win the free kick. So Froggy just took his boys all back down to Melbourne. So the older twins are in the James Hird Academy. Elijah, his other son, has started boarding school with Waylon Davies, and that's who's missing from here as well now that he's gone down to Melbourne. We wish him
talent missing tonight.
Wish him the best in his AFL dreams.
Yeah, and that's going to be great for him, boarding school, playing footy.
Yeah, Mum and Dad are a bit sad. I think Lauren more so, but I was talking to her on Wednesday night.
Oh, it'd be hard, wouldn't it? But also, yeah, it's a hard decision. Obviously, it's the best thing for him, but so hard as well.
It is, but as we said, for your footy development, if you want your dreams to come true, Waylon, which he's got something in the pedigree that boy has, they would be worth millions as a racehorse between his mum, Lauren Motlop, and Dad from the Davey side.
And we also know that now with states opening up, COVID clearing a little bit, you don't even have to rapid test to get into Darwin at the moment. So hopefully that means it can travel back and forth if needed to.
Yeah, that would make your life a little bit easier as well.
Yeah.
Thrown all that out. Here's the Maggies trying desperately to get another goal on the board. So they've got a stoppage. These are their most dangerous opportunities, the stoppages in the forward 50. So boundary throw-in, or is it all up? No.
Yep, throw.
No, it's a ball up.
No one's quite sure. Ball up, yep.
So Rowbottom. Oh, and just too easy there, and dropped the footy. Stafford just hasn't been his night when he has had an opportunity. Then he's bumped out the way, absolutely floored. The umpire's going to ball it up again. Must be pretty close to that boundary line over there. With the Tigers players, even though they're well in front, the way that they still play out the games, they don't put the cue in the rack.
Yeah.
They still get the numbers behind the footy, the spread, the run, the carry.
And a lot of that comes from what they've built over the last few years, as you were talking about with the depth. You've got, guys here aren't just fighting for the win, but they're fighting for their position. They want to be part of the finals campaign and of the success that comes with it.
There's Brody Philo gets the handball out. Here's the run and carry, but free kick found. All I'd seen was a Tigers player get absolutely flung. I think that was Brownie.
Yeah, it was.
His body's copped a bit of a beating in this game. Jess will have to look after him when he gets home.
If there's someone who can handle it, it's definitely Brownie.
So Jess is probably here.
Oh, Ryan Wolf did well there. It's great to see. He's absolutely sprinted across just to make sure Nighthouse didn't get that mark.
Just to help out Guthrie as he gives the ball to the young boundary umpire there, little fella. Noonan setting the mark. Throws it in. Well done by Rowbottom. Just got rid of his opponent. Took it out of the ruck on the full. Here's Griffiths. Needs to get onto his right boot. Absolutely pumped as he went to take his kick. Oh, good work there by Edwards. Gives it to Philo. Philo, one-on-one. Will it get to the back? Todd reads it well. He's under pressure. He picks it up in these conditions. That was a great pick-up. Kicks it out to Corbett. He's got to sit and wait, but takes the mark in front of Jones. Griffith with Marlon. He's sneaking forward. He wants a goal as well. And there's the chop-off mark again to Brown. How many has he taken since half-time? Nice and low too. Not easy ones. He's had to get low and hard on his shoulders out there.
And we know that Bowles does so much out of that back line, but also I think Brownie week in, week out takes such a good forward each game and still manages to get that mark and clearance out.
I always call them the two amigos back there because they just work so well together.
Yeah.
There's Bowlesy now.
Always handy to have one lefty and one righty too.
That's a good kick. Comes out wide. Just don't have the run here. The Maggies to go with the Tigers. Here's Eilert. Just sits it up on top, but Eilert keeps his feet against Collins, and that's a beautiful kick in to North. Was it Harper?
Yeah, Harper's there.
So Harper's got 2 goals. One in the first, one in the third. So they've kicked. We've seen a few goals from this forward flank here.
Yeah, it's one of their favourites.
Yeah, I think it's because the balcony's here. Everyone, all the Tigers guys love kicking a goal in front of where your support is.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
It's like at Marara, they only sort of go down the grandstand wing. Very rarely do they go to the far side.
Yeah, now I can see there.
And he's nailed it. So Harper has his third of the game. Philo puts his fists up towards the VIP section here at Tigerland, and Nightcliff now have 19 goals, 12, 126. Palmerston still stuck on 4-2-26, so 100 points. The difference now here at Nightcliff Oval, the Warren Birdo Memorial Game. Tigers are going to be big winners here again tonight.
It was a promising quarter. We keep talking about it, but the second quarter for Palmerston, they came out firing and gave hope. So hopefully that's something that they can take into the remaining couple of weekends and something that they can build on.
Yeah, they kicked the 3 goals, and out of their 4, they kicked the 3 goals and the first 3 goals as well. But then Tigers come bouncing back. There's Rowbottom. Bowen's just stayed down there. It's a bit sore. A few players were pleading their case with that. So he gets it over the back. Still an opportunity here. Chrissy Williams. He couldn't get rid of it. Kicked off the ground under a bit of pressure. Fortunately, it falls into the Tigers' arms. Can't be holding the footy. Didn't get enough time to dispose of it. So Noonan will come in and ball it up.
And for Nightcliff, it's been promising that they've been able to put in a really solid 4-quarter effort, going into finals with some of this experience and working well as a team together is definitely one of the aims this late in the season, which I'm sure Coach Chris Bucks will be really happy with.
Guthrie, he's kicked it. So Gutho, he's kicked the goal.
The comeback.
The deadlock, finally. Magpies have moved off 4-2 to 5-2-32. So now only a 94-point deficit here to the Maggies. Guthrie deserved that, being the best player for the Palmerston Magpies here tonight once again. He'll pick up a few votes, I reckon, come at Nichols medal time. That's where the talk will start going now.
Absolutely.
We usually start talking. Who's one of your tips, Liz? Have you seen enough games to...
Yeah, I think it's been hard for Nightcliff with the spread of talent that we've spoken about tonight. We, of course, saw Don Brew win it last year from Nightcliff. I think Brody Philo always tallies a few votes. Nathan Paredes from St Mary's as well.
Yeah, I've tipped him a couple of years, Paredes, and then he doesn't poll that well with the umpires. So I think Daniel Bowles will pick up a few this season as well. I think it's been one of his most consistent seasons. Just really shining, especially in a team like this. But as you said, you sort of think with the spread that they got, they still votes away from each other. But somehow the Tigers in the last 10 years managed to win the Nichols medals. They always have.
Bo O'Connell as well has had another really good season. I know he's missed a few games, so whether that
I think to do with the COVID thing, I don't think and haven't Wanderers really missed his run and carry as well.
Yeah, I saw that he was supposed to be back this week. I saw him on the team sheet, so...
Well, hopefully he's back tomorrow.
Player. And I know he's been working so hard off the field as well, which has translated into his game.
Yeah, I hope he has another crack down south as well, young Bo O'Connell.
Yeah.
Good kick forward there.
And I think with Nightcliff, you obviously have to go, when you're talking about the league medals, you have to go for teams who have won enough games as well, because we know that usually the winning team will get that third and second vote, which goes a long way. So it's hard, whereas Guthrie's obviously had a fantastic season, but with only a few wins on the board, if it's only a few one-pointers here or there, unfortunately, it's hard. They're very different in the men's compared to the women's. I've seen a couple of seasons where we've picked, and that's it. Oh, he just missed that one. So he was going for his fifth as well. Over my time, there've actually been a few girls that have won it with their team finishing bottom of the ladder. Okay.
So they've changed a little bit in the last couple of years. I think the best all-round performance I've ever seen from a player in the time of me playing, which is since the first ever season here, was Jasmine Hewitt last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the way she
I think she got
it.
3 votes every single game, because Pints won every game last season, so she would have been close to best on every game.
Just their dominance, and then the grand final, and just to ruck the ball and then go forward and kick a goal. She was amazing. And
when you've got a ruck like that who's kicking 1 to 2, well, probably 2 goals a game, she was just dominant. No wonder Adelaide Crows has obviously picked her back up, and she's gone back from started Adelaide Crows, gone to Gold Coast, now and she's then, back at Crows.
And I remember interviewing her, and I said, if Collingwood are listening, get this girl back on her list. But the Crows went and pinched her again, and I think it took the Pints a little bit of time to get used to her not being there as well. But they've got their stuff together now, and Ricky Nolan has them up and about the right time of the season after Christmas.
Always brings opportunity when girls leave and move on, so it's good to see that Pints players have now stepped up.
So just over the boundary line there for a boundary throw, and I think the heat's gone right out of this game now. I think some of the players are hoping just for the siren. We've gone to nearly 25-minute mark. Don't want any injuries. We haven't had any injuries, which is always fortunate in a game of footy. Hate to see serious injuries. It's happening in the AFLW. The knees are an absolute major concern in that competition this season. Trying to kick it off the ground there. The Maggies trying to sneak another goal here. But there's Bowles. Probably my best on ground, I would think, tonight.
Yeah, I think Bowles has been really good out of the
There's Joneses running carry. Here they go, linking up. Wilson's right up there as well. Just got into a bit of trouble that time. Lucky not to give away the free kick there. The Maggies just held on a bit too long. Little took too long to get rid of the footy. 2 Tigers players down there. Little goes back in. Wasn't happy with that attention.
25.5 minutes gone. You'd say that it's definitely in red time now.
So 6 goals in this quarter. The Tigers have kicked. They kicked 6 in the first quarter. Then they kicked 10 to half time, 13 to 3/4 time, and now 19. Can they hit the 20 mark? There's Wines. He got nice and high over Davey. Moo will get there first. And then he's taking high. The umpire didn't see it. It was over the shoulder. It's that dark pocket out there. Here's the Tigers. Can they get their 20th? Trying to wheel it forward. That's Edwards. Liam Holt-Fitz is hanging at the back. And a good tackle by Liam Holt-Fitz. He manages to get the hand pass away. Dives in at the feet of Little. The Tigers here are trying to buy this 20th, and they do. As the siren goes, they've kicked their 20th. Who was that? I'm trying to pick up who that player was. So they
I think it was North on his left. Yeah, trusty left footer.
So North kicks his 4th goal of the game. And here's the song, of course, nice and loud. We're right next to it.
And that's a wrap here for round 16 at the NTFL Men's Premier League at Darwin Mazda Oval, where we see Nightcliff win 2013-133, beat Palmerston 5-2-32.
Thanks, Eliza. That was a good game, but look forward to next week's game as well. But congratulations to the Tigers, and for the Warren Burdo Memorial game, they've got the win here tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tash.